Yo, what's going on, man? Today is December 14th, 2022. We are like really close to Christmas. It's crazy how close we are to Christmas. But another day, we got a nice slate. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Before we do, if you guys are watching on YouTube, hit the like button for me if you can. Subscribe to the videos if you guys haven't already. Two shows a day. I'm gonna go over some of the looks that I talked about this morning. Also got a chance to do some live capping uh with my guys earlier. Found a few more spots that I'm looking at as well, and got a video play that actually just got edited and sent back over to me. So excuse me, I got to drop that as well. But I'll talk about that play. A few player props that I'm looking at tonight. I got a spread. I got a total that I'm looking at. um, and I'm pretty sure you guys got some looks as well. So can't wait to hear what you guys have as well. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Before we do that, like as always, um, quick recap yesterday. The Embiid double double really killed me yesterday. I talked about Embiid double double with Anthony Davis double double parlayed together -112 odds. I think is what I got it at. And of course, Embiid has his first game where he doesn't get double digit rebounds. It's one of the reasons why I don't parlay. And for me, a double double is almost a parlay because you need 10 points and you need 10 rebounds. And we know sometimes games can be blowouts, injuries can happen, whatever the case might be. But essentially, if you're parlaying, a two double doubles, you're looking for four things to happen. Now, granted, those things should happen, but it's why I don't play them. Probably won't do that again, even though it felt like it should be easy money. Anthony Davis got his. Kings didn't show up last night, and B didn't play most of the fourth quarter, and that game was over with. And B didn't get his double double. Also was official on the Bucks -4. That was an easy win. Golden State didn't come to play yesterday. Bucks bounce back game after losing to the Houston Rockets. Excuse me. Also was official on the under in the Sacramento Kings and the Philadelphia 76ers game. That game looked like it was going to fly over the total. Sacramento played no defense. I expect a little more defense from them tonight. I expect Toronto to play some defense as well in that game. But that under, I think it was 228.5 is what I gave it out to you guys at. I gave it out to you guys at 229.5 and actually cashed. It was a sweat until the fourth quarter started, until the second half. Toronto didn't play. I'm sorry, not Toronto. Sacramento couldn't hit a shot in the second half. Philly played really good defense, and they kind of took their foot off the pedal while still playing good defense. And that game did go under. And then the other loss that I had was, what was my other loss? Oh, Phoenix first quarter. Off that team, they're on the top shelf like the uncomfortable shoes. Not messing with them anymore for the foreseeable future. Philly is on. I'm sorry, Phoenix is on the wait and see list. Can't play them right now. So they looked terrible yesterday against the Houston Rockets. Not just for the first quarter, which is why I took them at, thinking that they come out and bounce back in that spot after having four straight losses. But I guess without Devin Booker, they're not the same team, and they're kind of showing it now. Revenge game yesterday against Houston doesn't even matter. Houston continues to play really hard. Respect to them. So 2-2 overall yesterday. Hit on a live play, didn't give it out, but hit on a live play as well. So a little bit of profit, definitely a little bit of profit. But let's get into today's games, man. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about. I'm gonna try to make my analysis brief so we can get as many people up as possible today, being that it is such a heavy slate. But let's get into it. So first game up, and I need to make sure I got the most updated line. So let me get my my iPad, make sure I got my screens up, and I also want to make sure I have the most updated uh, information as far as underdog and getting all the live action as far as all the tweets. So just making sure I didn't miss anything. Going through it really quickly. Yeah, we don't have anything since Steven Adams and John Morant a couple hours ago. So Maxi Kleber is out for the game today. Kevin Herter listed this question. Yeah, we saw all this stuff earlier. So being that we don't have the injury stuff, I know that LaMelo Ball was upgraded to questionable. Is his new status? LaMelo hasn't played a game in quite a while. Pretty sure I'm not 100% sure what happens in this game. Had a really strong lean towards the under. Hadn't played it, and I had a strong lean towards the Pistons as well. Not wanting to back the Houston, the Charlotte Hornets at home as a favorite. Not a spot I'm really looking to back them in, but not really touching this game now. The spread did go up in this game. It moved when the LaMelo Ball news came about. It was at 2.5. It had went down to 2.5. It's now up to 4 and some 3.5s as well. Total jumped all the way from 226.5 all the way up to 229. So I'm probably not going to play this one. It was actually at 225.5 when I was looking at it. If LaMelo is ruled out in this one, I may still have a look at this under, and I'll just give you guys the trend. So if you want to look at it, you can have it as well. But what I got is I got the Pistons, who have been playing a lot better on the road, specifically as a dog recently. They've looked good in this spot, man. You get this Pistons team. They're 8-5-2 against the spread as a road dog when they're getting 2.5 points or more. 6-1-1 in their last 7 road games as a dog, and they've been doing it with their defense. You look at this team; they are. Uh, let's see. I got it. I got a lot of notes on this game. I'm not going to give you guys all of them. They're 11th defensively over the last 2 weeks on the road. 12th offensively over the last 2 weeks on the road. The Pistons 6-3 to the under since November the 18th, with an average of about 221 points. You look at the Hornets on the opposite side, their offense has really been struggling as well. They're 9-4 to the under at home with about an average of 219 points. This team ranks, let's see, they rank last offensively at home over the last 2 weeks. So a -4 net rating as well. So one of the reasons why I wanted to get on this under, but like I said, I'm probably not going to. Hornets 2-0 to the under as a home favorite this season, only averaging about 207 points. And yeah, it was a few other things, but I'm not gonna play it, so I won't stick too long on this game. One thing that I did play though, one thing I'm official on, Killian Hayes. I played his assist. I talked about it this morning on the morning show. I played his assist at 5.5. I played the over. The 5.5 was -135. I checked recently. That number is gone. That number does not exist anymore. The -135. I saw it at -162. But I'm cool with playing the 6.5. I played the 6.5 this morning as well. I got the 6.5 at +118. You look at Killian Hayes. This dude has absolutely been killing it, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Just playing with a lot more confidence. He also, doesn't have to worry about sharing the point guard minutes anymore. Now that sharing them with Corey Joseph, but he doesn't have to worry about sharing them with Cade Cunningham, because unfortunately Cade's going to miss the rest of the season-ending shin surgery for Cade Cunningham. So you look at Killian Hayes; he's coming off a non-assist game versus the Lakers, where he cleared he's cleared the 5.5 number 8 of his last 9 games. He's gone over his last 10 games. He's averaging 7.2 assists on 12.2 potential assists. In his last 5 road games, he's averaging 7 on the dot on 11.8 assist chances. So I always like to check the home road splits as well, just to make sure that he's not getting these, players aren't necessarily performing one way at a specific location in a specific environment. So Killian Hayes, just kind of, he's been able to get the assists at home, on the road, especially as a dog. You look at the opposite side, right? Because you want to check on the Charlotte's defense too. On the opposite side, Charlotte's defense is allowing the 4th most assists on the season to opposing teams in general. They're allowing the 3rd most assists over the last 10 games, and the most assists to point guard specifically over the last 7 games, 11.9. So pretty much 12 assists over the last 7 games is what they're allowing. I went back and looked at some of those games. So Harden just had 16 assists against Charlotte on Sunday. Brunson had 11 last week. Kyrie had 9. PG had 7 when they played the Clippers. And in that same game, John Wall had 12. Bradley Beal and Monte Morris both went for 6 and 7 in the last game, in the same game as well. So really like Killian Hayes. I think the 6.5 being at plus money doesn't scare me off. I know he's felt on that line. But with Charlotte's defense being as bad as it is, I see Killian Hayes being able to get a lot of assists, man. I couldn't talk anybody off Bojan Bogdanovic points either. I don't think they have anyone that can guard him. This dude is a flat out scorer. Whether it's catch and shoot, it's mid-range, he's getting to the rim. He's not just settling for his jump shot. His point prop has gone up. I remember when it was like 17.5. He's clearly the number 1 option on this team, no matter if they're at home or on the road. So I couldn't talk anybody off Bogdanovic 19.5 points either. Really, really like that one. That was a strong lean that I had. Shout out to my boy Mitch. I think we were talking about that one. I think it was Mitch who mentioned it. But I like Bogdanovic in this spot as well. I'm just more so leaning towards Killian Hayes over the 5.5 and the 6.5 assists, depending on where you get the number at. But Bogdanovic was a strong lean that I had as well. So moving along to the next game, we got the Warriors and the Pacers. Spreading this one opened at the Warriors being a 1.5 point road favorite in this one. The line's now shifted to -2, and I talked about this one early on the morning show. in anticipation that Coach Steve Kerr would rest some of the guys, and that's what we saw. Klay Thompson is ruled out. We know that he's not playing on a lot of these back-to-back situations. Steph Curry banged knees in the last game against the Bucks last night, and he's also listed as questionable in this one. And Draymond is listed as probable. So it looks like Draymond will be in. The Indiana Pacers have not been playing well recently. For the Warriors, this second night of a back-to-back. You could argue that's a potential look-ahead spot against the Philadelphia 76ers for the ESPN game on Friday as well. But this is a revenge game. It is a revenge game. LaMelo Ball will play shorter stints if he plays Wednesday. That does not help us at all. Thanks, Coach Clifford. But anyway, just tell us if he's gonna play. So looking at this Warriors team, this is a revenge game for them. Pacers coming off a loss where they got smacked up against the Heat. I saw an interesting trend that said that the last 10 times that the Pacers scored like under 90 points, because they only scored 82 against the Heat, they are 10-0 to the over in that spot in the next game. We know that the Warriors defense doesn't typically show up on the road. That's a big difference between home and road. But what I'm looking at specifically, and I talked about it on the morning show, man, fading the Indiana Pacers in the first quarter. Like we've talked about this trend recently a lot. You look at the Pacers, they're 6-21 ATS in the first quarter. Revenge game for the Warriors. I think you also throw that part in as well. After a previous loss, when they're still on the road in their next game, they're still winning the first quarter by an average of 1 point, and you can get them plus a half a point is what I got it at. So the Warriors aren't even favored to win the first quarter, ironically enough. The Pacers playing on 1 day's rest. They've been god awful in this spot. They average an NBA low 23.6 points per game in the first quarter, playing on 1 day's rest, giving up 32.1 points. Even if they're at home in that spot, they're allowing 32 points in the first quarter, only averaging 25 points. And then, even with the Warriors being 6-8 against the spread in the first quarter on the road, this one just kind of feels like, Warriors probably want to get that bad taste out of their mouth after getting smacked up yesterday against the Milwaukee Bucks. Even without, Klay in this one, I don't think that impacts the total that much, because the Pacers have kind of come back down to earth. They're not who, we thought I didn't think that they were going to be. And shout out to Casey. I don't see, is Casey in the chat? She probably is. Yeah, she in the chat. She said Steph was going to play. Steph is going to play and Draymond going to play. So if you like the first quarter, you might want to hop on that really quickly. If you probably got about 25 seconds, because that line's definitely going to shift back towards Golden State now. So she called it earlier when we were talking, and take that Warriors first quarter. I jumped on the Warriors first quarter spread, waited till Steve Kerr announced some questionable, some injuries, yada yada, and I got them at plus a half. So I just need the Warriors to win by either it be a tie or them to win by 1. You look at this Warriors team, the defense, like I said, last 10 games have on the road has taken a step back. They're 20th defensively last 2 weeks on the road, 15th offensively on the road. They're 0-5 straight up and against the spread versus the East on the road this season. Pacers 14th offensively at home last 2 weeks, 19th defensively last 2 weeks. I don't really want to play anything else in this game. I couldn't talk anybody off of Steph rebounds. I don't know if you guys played that yesterday, but I gave it out. Didn't play it myself. It was 5.5. He finishes with 6. Even in the blowout, he still grabbed 6 rebounds. I said he was averaging 7.7 on the road. I'm probably gonna write it down and potentially, play it today. I think that the Warriors come out here with something. Always looking at Steph rebounds on the road. It's one of those plays. I think they call it a wagon. Yeah, Steph over 6.5, 5.5 rebounds, I think is what his line typically sitting at. And hopefully it's not too juiced, being that he was. I don't even know if they had his props out or not. So that's what I'm looking at in that one. Moving along, because I'm not trying to be long-winded. Moving along to this Hawks and Magic game. I didn't play anything in this one, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. I will say this: the Hawks are only 8-12 against the spread, 10-10 straight up versus the East. They're 5-7 straight up and against the spread versus the East on the road, 8-4 to the over. They're 20th offensively last 2 weeks on the road, 18th defensively last 2 weeks on the road. They are negative 8.3 net rating. They're extremely shorthanded. We don't know the status of Trae Young yet. They're still without DeJounte, of course. They are also without John Collins. They're just down a lot of bodies. They looked formidable in the Grizzlies game in the first half, but it's just a bad spot again. I think even after having a day's rest, it's still a really bad spot. One of the biggest reasons why I wanted to fade them was because of the bad spot that they were in. In the last game against the Memphis Grizzlies, that was a road home road back to back with 1 day's rest. Uh 1 day's rest, and what else was that? That was and the overtime. So, even after having one more day, of rest, still not the greatest spot to back them. The Magic, they've been at home for I think their fourth straight home game. Home dogs, they typically do extremely well. We've been talking about that. We've been cashing on that trend, but this number is a little short. So I'm not gonna take it. I wanted to. Talked about it on the morning show, fading them in the first half. Yeah, I talked about it this morning, fading the Atlanta Hawks in the first half. I think they're 3-7-1 against the spread in the first half. But it's not a spot that looks super strong for the Magic. I do think this is a winnable game for the Magic, also a revenge game for the Magic. So I didn't play anything in this one. I do think that if Trae Young is listed as out, which I anticipate that he's going to play, but if Trae Young is listed as out in this one, I do think you look at Bogdanovich props, maybe some AJ Griffin as well. We know that Orlando does well, but they don't do well against guards. They also give up a lot of threes. So I would be looking towards the Orlando Magic, towards Bogdanovich more so specifically if Trae Young sitting this one. So that's what I got in that one. Kings and the Raptors, really, really interesting game. Total continues to go up. I continue to like the under. So let's talk about this game. Raptors coming off 2 straight losses. Both of them were in Orlando after looking really good last week at home. They get smacked up, lost both of those games. I think they were 8-point dogs in the first one, 7-point dogs in the 8-point favors in the first one, 7.5 point favors in the second game last week against Orlando. Lose both of those games outright. Coming back home, nice little rest spot for them. And I like the Raptors today, man. I like the Raptors a lot. They function a lot better at home. You get them off 2 days rest versus the Kings off no days rest. They should be motivated off the 2 straight losses. They're 5-0 against the spread last 5 home games in the first half specifically, and that's what I targeted. I targeted the first half. They're outscoring their opponents by an average of 12 points when they're the home favorite with more rest than their opponent this season. The Kings, second night of back-to-back, third game in 4 nights, fifth game of a 6-game road trip, typically not a good spot to back teams in. You typically just run out of gas. Kings as away dogs with the rest disadvantage this season. They're losing the first half by an average of 4 points. Another thing I looked at was home favorites in general with 2 days rest or more that are facing a team that's on the second leg of a back-to-back when the line is between 2 and 5. They're 4-1 straight up and 4-1 straight up and against the spread this season. Dating back to last season, those teams are 11-2 straight up and 10-3 against the spread. So the more rested home team, that's the favorite, playing against a team that's coming in on the second night of a back-to-back, of course, having the rest advantage. Are, like I said, this season, 4-1 straight up and against the spread, dating back to last season with this season included, 11-2 straight up, 10-3 against the spread. Kings defense is pretty good. They're 5th rated defensively last 2 weeks, even though they got smacked up yesterday against the 76ers. But their offense, I talk about it all the time, is taking a big step back. They're only 23rd offensively last 2 weeks. We know De'Aaron Fox has been in and out of the lineup. He came back yesterday, didn't look like himself. As kind of expected, with a foot injury, it's going to take a while to, kind of get yourself back in tune. Also, just giving credit to the 76ers. They've been playing really good defense. As a home favorite, the Sixers are rolling right now. So the Kings, they're minus 3.7 net rating overall. You get them 0-1 on the second leg of a back-to-back as an away dog with a loss to the Atlanta Hawks on November 23rd. They're also 3-6 straight up and against the spread versus the East on the road, 1-2 straight up and against the spread coming off a previous away loss when they're an away dog in the next game, losing those games by an average of 9 points. Raptors, 20th ranked offensively at home over the last 2 weeks, 10th rated defensively at home last 2 weeks with a 4.1 net rating in that time span. I do feel like, the Kings can play better than they played yesterday. Joel Embiid, we talked about it yesterday on the show. I think Sosa mentioned it. And somebody else came up and mentioned it as well. He was a mismatch that the Kings just could not do anything about. He didn't hit his point prop yesterday, but that was mainly because they didn't need him to. Like, the game was over. James Harden had 14 assists. So if you played his points, you're probably frustrated that, they let PJ Tucker hit 2 corner threes when he hasn't hit a 3 in probably about 2 months. But that's besides the fact. I played the first half in this one. minus 2.5 for the Raptors in this one. I'm also official on the under. I got it at 232. I'm glad that it went up. I see the public, just going crazy on the over. I like the under a lot, and it's for a lot of the reasons that I talked about yesterday. The Kings as away dogs this season now are 8-2. Yesterday was 7-2. Now they're 8-2. Fox isn't 100%. I don't look for their offense to be able to score. We know Toronto plays a really, really slow pace. I love that Toronto's coming off 2 losses because typically that's when they hone in on the defensive end, especially when they're at home. They also rested, rested and being at home is the best version of Toronto's defense. They typically don't score a lot of points. We know that as well. I talked about them being 20th rated offensively. So I took the under 232 in this game, and I took the Raptors first half minus the 2.5, just in case they don't cover on the back door. So that's what I got for you guys there. Knicks and the Bulls. I didn't really, if I'm being honest with you guys, I didn't really cap this one. I always talk about not really liking the Bulls games. The Knicks are 4-point dogs in Chicago, coming off a bunch of really impressive wins at home. They've been kind of rolling recently. I don't have a strong opinion on this game. I think, looking at the Knicks, yeah, you know what? I don't have a strong opinion on this game. I'm not even going to talk about it too much. I will say Brunson is listed as questionable. Was seen in a walking boot. Not sure if he's going to play. It would lead me to say that he probably is going to play just because he hasn't been ruled out yet. I'm not sure what Thibodeau is waiting for to rule him out if he wasn't going to play. So to me, that kind of makes me think that he will play. Not 100% sure. DeSumo is listed as questionable. I think Caruso is going to be in. He's listed as probable. Bulls coming off a really deflating loss in overtime in Atlanta on a AJ Griffin tip-in buzzer beater. So should be motivated to, turn it around, get it done in this spot, but I don't play Bulls games. I definitely don't like backing the Bulls. And it's not anything. Yeah, I don't like the Bulls. Anyway, moving along to the Heat and the Thunder game. Heat come into this one. I think they were 3.5 point favorites when it opened. Money coming in on Oklahoma City Thunder. The spread's now all the way down to 2. We know they function well primarily as a home dog. The total in this one has come down from 227 all the way to 223. I see 222.5 out there as well. And I would agree with the movement on the under. The Heat play again tomorrow, so it's the first night of a back-to-back. Thunder first game back home after 5 road games. A lot of guys listed as probable in this one on the Heat side, but Dwayne Dedmon is the only guy I think that is officially listed as questionable. Jimmy Butler is out. I really, really like Tyler Hero in this spot. I know that the Thunder don't play a lot of defense. I locked in Tyler Hero over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's gone over in back-to-back games without Jimmy Butler. You look at the 2 games before that where he didn't get it. He had a triple-double in, I think, both of those games. He just shot the ball pretty poorly. I think it was 3 for 13 in one of those games, 0 for 8 from 3. I look for him to, I look for him to be able to contribute, all around the board today. I think the 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists is a pretty obtainable number for him. Thunder, they're rated 7th offensively, rated 7th, in pace over the last 2 weeks. 4 of their last 7 games have gone over 4 of his last 7 games. Tyler Hero, he's gone over this 34.5 without Jimmy Butler in the lineup. Couldn't talk anybody off Bam. I had a lean towards his rebounds over 10.5. I think, Pokashevsky being 7 foot and 90 pounds should bode well for Bam. He typically does well against the smaller centers in the league. He should dominate this matchup. The Thunder are still allowing the most rebounds to centers in the league. I think, Bam being able to get offensive rebounds, being able to get defensive rebounds, he should clear this number. I know he's coming off a matchup against the Pacers, who are also one of the worst rebounding teams as far as allowing rebounds to centers in the league. And I think Bam finished with 15, 17 rebounds, something like that. So I like this spot for Bam. I like this spot a lot for him, being able to go out there and grab the boards. Couldn't talk anybody off his points plus rebounds as well. Maybe his points, rebounds, and assists because he can distribute the ball as well. I see Bam having a big game in this one, but I like Tyler Hero a tad bit more just because the offense is kind of running through him, even though they do have Kyle Lowry at point guard. Those games where Tyler Heroes had double-digit assists or 6+ assists, I'm pretty sure Kyle Lowry's played in pretty much every single one of those games. So that's what I got for you guys there. Moving along, the Blazers and Spurs game. I'm trying to get done, and I'm actually doing pretty good. Hit the like button for me if you guys are watching on Twitter. Watching on YouTube. So Blazers and Spurs. Line in this one opened at the opened at 6. Money's come in on Portland. They're up to 7.5. I see at everywhere. The total hasn't really moved though. Open at 231. It's still at 231 at some places, down to 230.5 at other places. I think I think people not really playing the total too much in this one. The Spurs, they've looked good recently. They got popped back last week. They won that game against the Houston Rockets when they were home dogs in that one where the Rockets was laying points. Then they go to Miami. They win that game outright. They come back home. They beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 2 days ago. And now they get this Blazers team that's been at home in Portland for 5 straight games and having to go on the road in this one. Eubanks is listed at Eubanks and Hart are both listed as probable. Josh Hart is listed as probable. Josh Richardson, I think, is going to play. I had him listed as questionable this morning. Romeo Langford, I think, is still doubtful. Collins is also listed as doubtful. To me, this feels like a game that I want to back the Blazers in, just from the standpoint of, the Spurs have been playing well, but we know that the Blazers typically play their best defense on the road. They do have a game in 2 days against the Dallas Mavericks. So to me, this spot kind of reminds me a little bit of the Cleveland Cavaliers, because Cleveland came into San Antonio on Monday with a game that, they probably overlooked this team as well, and then they lose the game outright. And the Blazers are in that same spot where they play the Dallas Mavericks on Friday, the same way that the Cleveland Cavaliers play the Dallas Mavericks tonight. So to me, I think I would look towards, if I had to make a play in this game, I'm not looking to play the side. I'm not looking to play the total either. I think I know my guy Ski was talking about it. I don't see Ski in here. And shout out to KC. I know KC was on it too. I did some research. I'm looking at Simons as well. I actually locked in his point prop. I think it's more so a bounce back game for Anthony Simons. The Spurs ranked 29th at defending the shooting guard position on the season. You look at Simons, he's been cashing at a 68% hit rate on the season, 60% hit rate over his last 5 games. He didn't hit it last game, but that's because Dame hit like 100 3-pointers. So typically, I feel like Dame probably will look to facilitate a little bit more on the road, especially against a team where they should be able to score the ball against, and that's no disrespect to the Spurs defense. They are rated 29th defensively at the shooting guard position on the season. They have stepped it up recently. To me, this feels like a game where Anthony Simons just bounced back in. You look at his last 7 games, he only had 12 points in that last game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. But like I said, that was more so because Dame just got cooking. He had 11 threes. The game was over with before you knew it, and everybody was kind of sitting on the bench. Ayo DeSumo just got ruled out. Everybody was kind of sitting on the bench late in that game. So only 12 points in his last game, but he had a 36-point game. He also had a 6-point game. 31-point game. He also had a 6-point game, but 22, 45, 20, 22, and 37 over his last 7. So if you look at those, only 2 games he's actually went under. 5 of those games he's actually went over. So give me Simons over the 21.5 points to kind of stay off the side and stay away from the total in this one. 3 more games to get to real quickly, and I'm actually doing pretty good on time. So let's go to the Cavs and the Mavs game. Not a game I really looked too deeply into. And actually I did look a little deep, but I didn't take any like deep detailed notes. Not a game I'm really interested in playing. I will say this: the Cavs don't play as well on the road as they do at home. They're actually the last rated offense over the last 2 weeks when they're a home team. When they're a road team. So a road offense is last rated offensively over the last 2 weeks. You look at this Mavs team, they're coming off a pretty bad loss, I would say, and I think that they would say as well. So bounce back spot for both of these teams. Of course, the Cavs just lost to the Spurs. You get the Mavs here laying only 2 points. I don't think the spread has really opened at 1.5, but it's at 2. It hasn't really moved at all. I see a 2.5 on DraftKings, and the total in this one, which I didn't really cap, is going up. I don't agree with the movement on the total going up. I do think this is an under type game. You look at both of these teams playing really, really slow. I just talked about the Cavs offense being last over the last 2 weeks on the road. Mavs, I think the Cavs, after a loss, probably bounce back on the defensive end. They gave up way too many points in the last game to the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs did hit their team total. I'm not 100% sure what to do with the side. I feel like this is a Mavs game. Short number at home as a home favorite. I think they're 10-3 straight up, which you really just need them to, win the game. Not by margin, but just win by a bucket. So I would be looking towards, if I had to play this game, Gordon Hayward is ruled out. Did we get something before that? Nah, just Gordon Hayward ruled out. I didn't even know he was playing even questionable. Okay. So yeah, not really. My lean would be towards the Mavs, though. I think that this is the Mavs spot. The Cavs have not been done well on the road as a dog this season. I think they're 1-5, maybe 1-4, straight up and against the spread. And I don't know if you guys knew it, but Darius Garland did hurt his hand in that last game against San Antonio. I think he's still going to try to play through it. But to me, that just says that you got to take Donovan Mitchell points. I didn't play it, but Donovan Mitchell has been the guy specifically on the road. They don't have a lot of guys that they can rely on. Darius Garland also falls in that category. I pulled up Darius Garland splits. Just go to statmuse.com, type in Darius Garland home road splits, and you'll see the big gap between his home versus road splits. He's not scoring the ball nearly as much. I think it's like a 14, 15-point difference. Matter of fact, let me go check it out real quick. Garland home versus road splits. Don't type in verse because that make it not come up. Type in Garland home road splits. 26 points at home. Yeah, he's averaging 26 points at home on shooting. So he's shooting the ball really, really well. On the road, he's averaging 16.6 points, shooting 34%. So Dallas Mavericks not a team you typically gonna shoot the ball well against either. So I'd be looking, to me, that just says take Donovan Mitchell points. Take Donovan Mitchell points. I haven't put it in, but I'm gonna write that down. D Mitch points. Donovan Mitchell also has an extensive history against the Dallas Mavericks as well. All the playoff series that he's had to play there. So that's what I got for you guys there. We'll lean towards the under as well, but I didn't cap the total, so not gonna give that out. Wizards and the Nuggets. Monte Morris, I'm not sure if Morris got ruled in or out. What I do know is that Bill and Porzingis both got listed out. Looking at this Denver Nuggets team, they're coming off 3 days rest. One thing I looked at was when they're playing against teams that have a 40% win percentage or lower, just looking at their scoring, we know that they typically turn up in the first quarter and then you try to get away from them. The Wizards have been historically bad in the first quarter as well, both at home and on the road. In this game, they will have Kyle Kuzma. I do feel like Kuzma, you probably got to play Kuzma because even though the Wizards are not great, the Nuggets defense is also not great. So I'll be looking at Kuzma. Herman Gomez is available versus the Kings tonight, so he's back. So I'd be looking at Kuzma. I'd also be looking at the Wizards totals, though. I do feel like, I'm sorry, not the Wizards. I'll be looking at the Nuggets totals. 29.5 points in the first quarter seems very obtainable against this Wizards team that's allowing, I don't have the number right in front of me. I didn't write it down, but they're allowing a lot of points in the first quarter. So that was something that I was looking at. Even, with the whole injured player theory, I just feel like the Wizards don't have enough defensively to be able to hold this team under any kind of point total at all. So I'd be looking towards the Denver Nuggets early in this one. I don't like playing the Denver Nuggets late. Probably maybe a full total over. I know Michael Porter Jr. is still out in this one, but I think the Nuggets have everybody else available. So that's what I got for you guys there. And then the Timberwolves and the Clippers game. Really was trying to find a way to get behind the Timberwolves. I can't stand the Clippers being a Laker fan. And they just lost me money against because they wanted to actually show up for a game against the Boston Celtics. So I was trying to find a way to get behind the Timberwolves in this one, but I can't. They're just not that great. Especially without Cat, even though then I wouldn't say they're not great without Cat. I would say their defense continues to struggle. They're 11th rated offensively last 2 weeks on the road. but their defense is just 17th rated defensively last 2 weeks on the road. They're minus 2.9. But they haven't been playing against these really strong teams when you look at the spot that they're in. So, looking at them on the road recently, they played against teams that also allow you to score the ball against them. Portland just typically outscores you at home. The defense picks up on the road. They had back-to-back games against Portland where they scored the ball pretty well in the first one. They didn't score the ball as well in the second one. Portland defense kind of turned up. And the Clippers, I think in this spot specifically, you gotta think about, where they are. So they're 24th rated offensively last 2 weeks at home, but a large part of that was without PG and Kawhi both being in, and they're trying to ramp the minutes back up for those guys. They're 14th defensively at home over the last 2 weeks. This is the second game back home after the long East Coast road trip. One of the things that I looked at, because trying to find a spot to, like I said, to fade the Clippers, I looked at teams that won their previous game outright as a home dog against the team that had a 60% win percentage or better. So looking at the Clippers, who won as a home dog against the Celtics, and they're home in their next game, those teams are 8-4 straight up, 9-3 against the spread this season. Of course, there's also the play-in revenge scenario that you could look at. I think that adds a little fuel to it. Last year, when the Timberwolves won, they were at full strength when they knocked the Clippers out, tooting their own horn, crying, laughing, jumping up and down, jumping on the scores table. This time around, the Clippers actually are the ones that are at full strength, minus John Wall, because he's going to play tomorrow and sit this game out for injury management. PG's minutes has been lifted. Kawhi probably won't play tomorrow, so I can see him kind of going all out tonight before before he rests tomorrow. Yeah, for me, it's just really difficult, man. I think the Clippers could come out here and smack the Timberwolves, and if they don't look locked in and motivated off the big win against the Boston Celtics, then the Timberwolves could keep this game close. So for that reason, I kind of stayed off of it. I didn't play anything at all in this one. I guess if I had to play anything, it may be, I don't know what I play, honestly. Maybe a look towards some rebounds, Zubac and Rudy Gobert. I do feel like, I do feel like a tad bit of defense gets played on the Clipper side, so maybe some Zubac rebounds, but I didn't play anything in this one. Also, worth mentioning that D'Lo is on the injury report. Jordan McLaughlin is already listed as out in this one as well. So, Jaden Noel is going to have to play well. Noel's going to have to play well, and Jaden McDaniels is going to play well. I'm sorry, I said Noel. Jalen Noel and Jaden McDaniels are going to have to – they're definitely going to have to contribute in this game if D'Lo doesn't play in this one. So, late game, I'm probably not even going to be up for it. So, nothing official for me on this one. So, official plays, things that I do have locked in already. I am official on the Toronto Raptors first half minus the 2.5. The Raptors and the Kings under the 232. The Warriors first quarter, I got them at plus 0.5 before. I'm pretty sure that line probably shifted now with Steph being in. Let's see, where did the line go? Yeah, Warriors back being favored again because Steph was listed as questionable, and so was Draymond. So, honestly, I think the Warriors probably smacked the Pacers now. With Steph being in, they're not just going to, half-heartedly walk through this game. Also, the revenge angle as well. I see the Celtics. I see the Warriors smacking up the Pacers today. So not only that first quarter, I'll be looking at first half. I'll probably be looking at the full game too because they're only 1.5 point favorites. Eventually, they're gonna ride the ship, man. I don't think that they're gonna continue to, play this bad on the road specifically. Pacers have also taken a big step back as well. Golden State should be motivated after getting smacked up yesterday. I said they smacked the Pacers up tonight and rest tomorrow and get ready for the ESPN game on Friday against the Philadelphia 76ers. So. But I'm official on the first quarter plus the 0.5. So Raptors first half minus the 2.5. Raptors and Kings under 232. Warriors first quarter plus the half a point. Tyler Hero over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And Anthony Simons over 21.5 points is what I really, really like. Also, is Mitch in the chat? I think Mitch might be in the chat. He was in the chat. Mitch got a really strong look on the Miami Heat early. It was a spot that they play well and they play better defense on the road. You get this Oklahoma City Thunder team. We was capping this game earlier together. Oklahoma City coming home off a 5-game road trip, might even be 6-game road trip. Miami should be able to get out in this one. The Thunder typically fall behind in games, whether they're at home or on the road. In the third quarter, they're actually the best third quarter team. So the Golden State Warriors from 2020, 2021 have turned into what the Thunder have turned into the Golden State Warriors. They're plus 7.5, biggest differential. And it's mainly because they're double-digit dogs. Losing by 10 at the end of before halftime, and then they typically come out with something in the third quarter. They always fight back. So I like Miami early in this one. Didn't play it, but I really like Miami. I think you can get them on the money line, probably at fairly decent odds. And if they're favorite, it's probably only about a point. Didn't lock that one in, but I really like that look a lot. Shout out to my guy Mitch. He pointed that one out earlier. Oh, Mitch is in the chat. Shout out to Mitch, man. Big Mitch. So if y'all got looks, man, send them to me. I did a pretty good job of getting through all that, man. Bam, over 10.5 rebounds. Sign me up, JR Sports said. What else y'all on? I took Bogdanovich over points. Which one you take, Derek? You took the one that played for the Hawks, or you took the one that played for the Pistons? Lakers pushing was the only thing for me last night. Dallas, Atlanta, Miami, all 2.5 for me today. Line was all over the place in Golden State game. They went from underdogs to the favorite, back to underdogs, shaking my head, load management. Took Halliburton over his points after an awful game. He bounces back today. I could see it, Derek. I could see him bouncing back for sure. He definitely played terrible. I think he had a point, right? What else y'all on? Let's see. Raptors first half. Fabian said he liked that play. I got to drop the video. Like I said, I just got the video back from the editors. Bam. Oh, I talked about that already. All over Dallas minus the 2.5. I think Dallas is the right side too. I don't trust the Cavs as a way favorite, as an away team yet. So yeah, I can see that. JR said Jeremy Grant PRA over 28.5 in that game. Way too many points. Washington plus 11. Okay, that's a sneaky look. I would probably look towards Kuz before I played the side. If you look at real quick on that one, Euphoria. One thing I was looking at when I was looking at that, and I don't know if I still got it pulled up or not. I probably don't. But if you look at the Mavs, if you look at the Nuggets, this is one thing I looked at for this game. Nuggets, if they're a home favorite and they're laying more than 10 points. If they're a home favorite and they land more than 10 points, they're 3-2. So they haven't covered everyone, but they've covered 3 of the 2. That's 60%. The ones that they lost were to the Jazz, and they lost to the Pistons, but they beat the Rockets twice in this spot, and they beat the Spurs a little bit earlier in the season. So I do think the Nuggets could cover this game, especially if the Wizards don't come out here with some kind of offensive firepower. Not having Bill, not having Porzingis, a lot is going to be on Kuzma to really get this offense kind of going tonight. LaMelo Ball is ruled in. Jalen Brunson, foot, a game time decision, doesn't help us at all. But LaMelo's in today. Okay. Yeah, we got to talk to RC. We talked about the over in that game with LaMelo in. But yeah, if you got a request, man, send it to me. I'm going through the comments only because it's not that many today. Y'all like any Curry props? I think Curry goes crazy tonight, especially with no Clay. I can see him going crazy. Jordan Poole's probably in for a big game today. Curry should be pissed. Yeah, as long as his knee's not too bad. And I kind of feel like Steph Curry is probably the most precautious coach in the league for a good reason, because they're playing for a championship, not for a win against the Pacers on December 14th, 2022. So I think if Steph is in, and he is, he's probably 100% or close enough to where he's convinced the trainers, the staff, the medical staff, the coaches, to say, hey, let me play in this one. We really need this one. I want to play tonight. So I get money said, what's up, Chris? I like Magic plus the points. I would look that way too, man. I'm not one to back Atlanta. Atlanta did smack these boys up, but they were, at much more full strength. I think it was a 17-point win early in the season. In that game was in Orlando as well. I was on Trae Young assists in that game, and they cashed at halftime. I do remember that. Can we trust the Warriors to play D first quarter Pacers team total under. I would say yeah, Zachariah. I would look at the Pacers first quarter under, but I think the better play is the Warriors first quarter. Maybe not even from Pacers perspective, even though they have gone under. I talked about it. 6-21, I think, is what they are in the first quarter to their team total. So that's what I got for you guys there. Send me a request if y'all got something over on Twitter. I'm gonna try to get a few people up before we get up out of here. First person I want to come to is my guy LJ, because he been cashing. LJ, what's going on, my brother? How you doing? Talk to me. What you on today?
What's going on, Chris? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. How about yourself?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good after last night. Bank account looking real good. So we gonna take some chances today. I'm feeling kind of lucky. So I'm gonna throw off, my starting five as I usually do to you. But I'm gonna go game by game. Let's start with this Pistons and Hornets. I'm with you on Killian Hayes, of course, over 5.5 assists.
Okay.
He's averaging 8 in his last 6 games. So, I don't see him why he can't get 6 against a shorter team, which you say give up the most assists.
Most assists, yep.
Fourth most assists, you say, right?
Fourth most assists overall, but first to the point guard position.
Okay, well, yeah, he should easily cash that. So I'm on there with you. I'm going to the other side. I've been cashing this prop.
Hold on, LJ. I know what it is. I know it. I know you, bro. It's Kelly Oubre 2 steals.
Bro, 5 out of the last 12 out of the last 15 games.
Okay.
I mean, you might as well keep cashing with him. He keeps hitting the prop. So you might as well keep going with him. So, of course, you called it. 2+ steals, Oubre. Go to the Kings and Raptors game. I see OG is out. Take his steals. But we can get Gary Trent Jr. because he's had 2+ steals, 7 out of his last 10. And he's had a steal in every game except 1 this season. So I'm confident he'll get 1. But let's try the 2 since he's going to get the playing time. OG's out, so we'll ride Gary Trent today, 2+ steals as well.
Okay.
If Caruso plays again with the Bulls, I'm going to take his steal because he's had 7 out of the last 9. So if he plays, I'm going to take his steal. But I jumped on the Bulls -4 because they are 6-0 ATS at home as a fade. We take the Knicks at home. The Knicks don't really perform well on the road. They were just at home 7 out of the last 9 games. So I think they're going to have a let back on the road. And the Bulls, they come hard at the home. So I'm going to take the Bulls -4. He and OKC, we already know. Bam, rebounds. OKC gives the most rebounds to the center position. And I'm going to try Shai Gilgeous, 2+ steals. He's had 7 out of his last 9 games. So why not take that as well? Portland and the Spurs, Nurkic rebounds. Spurs have no paint presence with Porter, what's his name?
Jakob Poeltl?
Yeah, he's out. So Nurkic should eat on the board. So I took his rebounds. And if Josh Hart plays, I'm going to take his steal prop as well. Because he's had a steal in 17 straight games. And honorable mention, T. Jones on the other side with the Spurs has 2+ steals, 7 out of his last 9 games. So you can take either one of them. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to cash for one of the others. So, but I'm going to stick to Nurkic rebounds.
Okay.
Minnesota and the Clippers. Let's try Anthony Edwards, 2+ steals, because he's had it 9 out of the last 13. And I'm going to take Paul George steal as well, because he's had a steal in every game except 3 on the season. Now, I've named all those players that I'm going to take the steals. I'm going to parlay all that as well. I'm going to take them single bet, but I'm going to parlay all those players with steals. 1+ steal, and let's see where that get me. But just want to throw that out there to you. My last one, man, Charlotte and Detroit. I'm going to jump on Miles Plumlee over 9.5 rebounds at home because he's averaging 11 rebounds his last 10 home games. And Detroit has allowed 12 rebounds to the center position their last 7 Eastern Conference games. So, those are my plays. I want to take Sabonis rebounds, too, because he's averaging 12.5 on the road. But, Chris, I can't get too greedy, man. Once you start getting greedy, I've already gave you a lot. But if I keep going and going, I feel I'm going to lose. So, let's lay off Sabonis. We'll have plenty much chances to get him. But Plumlee, Nurkic, and Bam, rebounds for sure.
Okay,
and
Plumlee.
I think that's pretty much it. Did I take you Dame too? Dame over 35.5 points and assists?
Nah, you didn't tell me that one.
Okay. I'm gonna take that too because Dane's been killing it since he's gotten back. 34 points, over 7 assists. You know, he should cash that versus the Spurs, who give up the second most assists in the league. So that's where I'm going, man.
Got you. Okay. Hey LJ, you got a lot of looks, my brother. You got a lot of looks.
Yeah,
But
I do.
I hope you go 100 and 0 today, LJ. I hope you go 100 and 0, bro. Hope you cash all of them.
So yeah, we'll see how I do. We'll see how it works out. So I'm gonna let you know how I did.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. Best of luck to you, LJ. Let me get Timmy up here, man. I ain't had Timmy up here in a while. I don't think I ever had Timmy up here. Let's see if I can get Timmy connected.
Yo.
Hey Timmy, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. What's going on? What you got today?
Yeah, I was actually leaning towards your original pick for the Raptors game, the total under.
Okay.
So I caught the line last night at 227.5.
Uh-huh.
I believe that's what it was at. Then I doubled down on it for 2 units at 232, whatever it's at right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I also put first half total under because I was watching like I'm a big Raptors fan, like diehard Raptors fan. Watching the post game media conference, Nick Nurse mentioned the Raptors have been getting blown out like their first quarter by like 40 points, like and they just like have 2 bad losses. I think and during that conference he mentioned the team just got to play like defense like 10 times, and he's saying the offense just has to pick up. So I feel like a better look for like the total under would be the first half under, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could see that. I know one thing I know, Timmy. I know you probably know this too. If that's your team, the Raptors typically start slow. You know, they don't get blown out. Of course, they don't get blown out because their defense typically plays well, but they typically start the game pretty slow. So I could see that first half under cashing as well. I didn't cap the first half, but I can see it cashing, bro. I hope you cash it too.
Yeah, I also have one more play. No, actually 2 more.
What you got?
I really like you mentioned Kuz, but I like his PRA.
Okay.
Wait, 1 sec. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hop off. My mom's calling real quick.
Oh no, do your thing, bro. When mom call, you got to get off, man. You can always come back to here. Let me kick it to my guy Ben. What's up, Ben? How you doing, bro?
Hey, what's up? Just driving, man. Far drive. So had some time to look some stuff over.
Okay. What you want today? What you liking, man?
So I'm with you on Hero. I played the assists rather than the PRA. Hero's hit 5.5 assists in 4 straight without Jimmy Butler. I think Hero's going to get checked by Lou Dort all night.
Trey got ruled in, just FYI, Ben.
Trey's in?
Yeah, Trey just got ruled in, yep. But go ahead. You can continue.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the menu. But anyway, when players are guarded kind of exclusively by Lou Dort, because I think he's going to shadow him all night, they usually go 1 to 1.5 above their assist average. And Hero's averaging 6.2 assists without Jimmy Butler this year. So and again, last 4, I think it was 10, 10, 9, and 6. So we're on that. Max Strus, 3+ threes. He's hit this in 8 of the last 10 without Jimmy Butler. Then we go over to Bam Adebayo. I'm with you. I think he has a big night. I went points plus rebounds. Just because, again, the Thunder are barbecue chicken. And Bam's averaging 23 a game without Jimmy Butler this year. And he's averaging, I think, 10.7 rebounds without Jimmy Butler this year.
What you get the line at, Ben? Did you get it at 32.5 or 30?
32.5.
Okay, 32.5. Okay.
So he's already averaging this, and we have a pretty elite matchup. So I can't see a reality where he goes under. Right, the spread's close. We're probably cross your fingers, we're blowout proof. But as long as he gets 30, 32 minutes, I think we're going to be fine here. Someone mentioned Mason Plumlee. I think that was LJ. I like Mason Plumlee tonight too. Mason Plumlee's averaging, I think, close to 11 and 11 at home. and we got a plus matchup for him, both with points and rebounds. So I actually played Mason Plumlee double-double for a half unit at plus 195.
Okay.
He's had double-doubles this year in 6 of 12 games at home and 6 of his last 10 games at home. He's another guy who has pretty favorable home road splits. So if we're seeing something 6 out of 10 games, we get a plus matchup and we get plus money. That's good enough for me right there.
Okay.
Trying to think what else. I'm on the Killian Hayes assist with you. Josh Giddey rebounds. So, I still think the books are waiting his first couple games back from that brief little injury stint a little too low. This is the highest his number has been, but I think it's high for a reason. I think we're going to see Bam taking a lot of shots. Kovalevsky, who already isn't a good enough rebounder, I think he gets even less tonight just because he's going to be concerned with playing defense and not crashing the boards right away. Giddey's been going double-digit rebounds pretty frequently, and he's just a lot bigger than all these other players that are going to be on the floor for the Heat. Obviously, Hero's a perimeter player. I don't know whether he's going to be guarding Strus or Lowry, but regardless, Hero and Bam probably take more shots, which means that, Giddey's going to be free to crash the boards. And I think the books moved this number up for a reason. I got it 8.5. I think it's probably still at 8.5. If I had to guess, then last one, I was kind of laughing last night, but he said you didn't know what a sneaky play was too. I don't really know what a sneaky play is either, but I think I figured out one.
What you got? What's sneaky?
Donovan Mitchell under on assists. In 10 road games this year with Garland, he's under the 4.5 assists, 8 of 10 games. And it's kind of been at this 4.5 the whole year. The 2 where he went over were the game where he almost went triple-double against Golden State. And then the game at New York where he kind of just had the ball in his hands the whole game. Because, it was kind of his homecoming. So he was a little ball dominant that game in general. Outside of that, he's not even coming close to this number. Like, I think in 4 of the 10 games with Garland this year, he's had like 1 assist. So he's not even coming close to this 4.5 in a lot of games. I think last game, too, he had 1. Mitchell knows he's going to have to, put up some points tonight, with a tough game against the Mavs. I just don't see him getting in facilitator mode tonight. So, I'll take the under on that 4.5, especially, like I said, we're getting 8 out of 10 with him being under this. And it's not even like he's getting 4. He's not even getting close. He's averaging outside of that New York game, last 5 road games, he's only averaging 7.2 potential assists. So, for him to get to 5 assists on 7.2 potential assists, that's asking a lot. So I think we're going to be in the clear on that one too.
I like that. I like that one. Yeah, I like that one a lot, Ben. I think that was something that I had written down, but I don't know where I wrote it down at. So I really like that look a lot. The Cavs just aren't scoring the ball a lot, on the road either, Ben. So I like that look a lot, bro.
And the other thing too, his assists were higher, right, when Kevin Love was kind of in rhythm. Kevin Love's only been back for a few games. His minutes are way down. Obviously, when he can kind of play the pick and pop, when Garland and Allen kind of come out with that first substitution, and Love and LeVert kind of come in. He can kind of get a cheap assist or 2 for a wide open Kevin Love when guys just kind of collapse on him. Love has not been great yet. I think it's still going to take him a few more games with the time that he missed. So I think we're just getting a steal. And even then, like, even if he gets 1 or 2 assists to Love, like, again, I don't know if he's going to get more than 2 or 3 tonight. So I think we're still going to be fine.
Yeah, love the looks, Ben. Appreciate you, bro. Hope you cash him. Let me kick it to Fiji. What's going on, my brother? How you doing? Been a long time, man.
Shout out my brother Chris, man. Don't play with him. Congrats on everything, my boy.
Appreciate you, bro.
I want to say something. If anyone's new in here, just learn, like, how this man, like, places his bets. Because I remember, like, the first season that I got into, like, these spaces and stuff, I was just doing. Obviously, that's a risk. But I learned a lot from Chris just straight betting. Like, straight betting is definitely, like, the wave. Like, parlays is too like, it's too risky. Like, if you want to make some money, just, and if you feel it, just go with a straight. Because the parlays, you could be like, oh, yeah, stars going to be stars. But you never know. Like, it might just not hit. So I just want to say that. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to the whole community. If you're new here, this is just my advice. I feel like y'all should take straights. You know, parlay here and there if you got like extra change in your pocket. You like fuck it, but you know, straights for sure is the way. My plays for tonight, I'll make it quick. Is Draymond under PRA, which is I got it at 22.5, I think. He's been going under 21.5. I done hit that for the last 2 games, I believe. I hit it on yesterday's game and then on the game before that. So hopefully we hitting that today again. Another play is I got Spencer Dinwiddie over points, straight bet. I laddered him because I don't know. You know, I just be dibbling dabbling. I got him for 20 and to record a double-double. You never know. Things could go that way. I got DeMar DeRozan straight over points. And I got Paolo straight over. And that's about it for the plays. Also got like Shea to score like 40, you know. That's like a little play on the side, like Shea to score 40, like why not? You know, you never know. I ain't really put that much on there. It's just like a little something there. And yeah, that's about it. So Draymond under 22.5 PRA. Spencer Dinwiddie over, 15.5. Oh, and I forgot Damian Lillard over 28.5.
Okay.
I also got Damian for 30. Spencer for 20. And this is another one. Like it's kind of risky, but you never know. Like the game is a game. You know how shit be. So I put a little something on Tim Hardaway Jr. Scored 25 points. It's at plus 1,000. So you know.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah, we doing the straight bets. And shout out to you, Chris, bro. Congratulations on everything. You got this season popping once again, and you know we gonna get man bread this season for sure.
My guy,
shout out to you, bro.
My guy.
Like, it's discipline, bro. Like them parlays, you know, if you hit them, nice. Shout out to you, but straight bets is the way, in my opinion. Like your unit's gonna stack up after you start seeing those straight bets play, especially sometimes when like certain stars go on a consistent run, like. You never know. Like, look at this past games. Like, Dame been going Dame time, like 3 times in a row. Like, let's say you put 100 on each of those over points, you would have tripled your money already.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. That's a fact, VG. I appreciate the love, bro. I hope you catch the looks, man.
Good luck.
Absolutely. Let me kick it to my guy Avery. Avery, what's going on, man? 3rd day in a row, bro. How you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Absolutely. We trying to get to it, man. What you on today?
I got 3 plays today.
Okay.
The line been moving all day. I guess Jalen Brunson got ruled in, so the line at 3.5 now. I should have waited, but it is what it is. The reason why I took the Bulls -4 is due to the fact that I feel like the Knicks been playing over their head lately. They've been playing a lot of home games as well, and I just feel like Alex Caruso, if he get ruled in and stuff like that, I feel like he gonna give the young guards like Quickly and Grimes and McBride a lot of trouble defensively. He gonna get pressure them, and I don't feel like they not those type of guards that handle that really good. And I feel like Patrick Williams also is a good matchup with Julius Randle out there on the wing, and also DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine on the wings. I feel like they gonna give Knicks guards a lot of trouble. They gonna get whatever they want. I feel like, especially whoever is on DeRozan. In the other play, I like them first half as well. I know the Knicks been covering every spread since December. In the month of December, they've been covering all the first half. And I feel like some aggression is coming in. And my other play is the Charlotte Hornets money line. I just feel like they've been playing a tough last couple games, and they got a winnable game. And I feel like they getting their point guard and their quarterback back with LaMelo Ball. I feel like that's gonna energize the team, and I see a lot of mismatches with Mason Plumlee down there. They gonna put Jalen Durant on him. That's a rookie. I feel like that's a bad mismatch rebounding wise, and I like PJ Washington with his matchup as well. I just feel like this is a game for Charlotte to win.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, getting LaMelo Ball back should definitely help for sure. Hope you cash him, maybe. Best of luck to you, my brother.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Flash, I think this Flash, this might be your first time, bro. Welcome up, man. How you doing?
What's up?
How you doing, bro?
Chilling.
What's going on? What you like today?
So I only got one prop today. I like Pablo for his PRA. hit 5 out of the last 6. I just feel like without Collins, I feel like it's a big spot for him. I feel like he's going to get a lot of boards. He's going to get his 20. He's been getting 20 out of the last, I'll tell you right now, Paolo been getting, 20. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of the last 9.
Okay.
So I just feel like it's a big spot for him. And I see he's going to get that PRA. I threw 1 unit on that.
Okay. Yeah, dude's been balling. He's been balling for sure, Flash. So best of luck, bro. I hope you cash it.
All right, thank you, man.
Absolutely. Kick it to my guy Denzel real quick before I come to you next, Stephen. Denzel, what's going on, bro? How you?
Not much, man. Man, they touched on a lot of players that I like already, man. So I ain't gonna reiterate those. I do got a lot of plays today, but it is what it is, man. Sometimes you get those times. So what I was looking at here was oh shit, okay, I got it written down right here. All right, so I like Minnesota tonight. I mean, I like the Clippers tonight, man. I think I don't like the offense. Where the offense constructed tonight versus the team. I think the Clippers got 2 guys they can throw at Anthony Edwards tonight and probably at least try to slow him down. Of course, I'm gonna be looking at the news for D'Angelo Russell to see if he's in or out. But yeah, I think with Kawhi Leonard, when Paul George switching off of Anthony Edwards, I think if they can take him out, man, I think that's a good look right there. I like the threes versus these Minnesota Timberwolves. They probably the worst at defending the 3-ball in the league. And then, Reggie, he'll probably get the bulk of the point guard minutes. So I think it's a 6 proposition thing on play. I altered it down to 4. I even ran into the same game parlay. 4 assists, Los Angeles Clippers money line, and over 2.5 threes for Paul George. Ain't talking about the points for Kawhi Leonard. I know this is for in the back-to-back. He's probably gonna be out tomorrow. You don't want to be late on somebody like that, so I might end up sprinkling something on him. So as far as this Bulls game here, I was looking at that. The Bulls still struggle against power forwards. Last 3 games, Julius Randle, he did take 10 or more 3-pointers here. They do give up, I think, about 10 rebounds to that power forward spot. I don't know if I'll be able to go there, but Julius Randle has been ultra aggressive from that power forward spot. So I like his numbers. I haven't pulled the trigger. I just want to see how I want to go with it. Zach LaVine, 3-pointers are in play for me because this New York team, they do give up the 3-ball. Personal play here, I always like to target Mitchell Robinson rebound. They'll definitely need him. I got it at probably minus 125. I took the over 8.5. Of course, they're going to need him. Barney in foul trouble. They're going to need him against Drummond and Vucevic. And then, of course, I got some strong interest in the over 10.5 rebounds and assists for Josh Hart. He's averaging 12.5, I think. In this matchup, I see a pathway. He's averaging, I think, 8 or probably 7.9 rebounds. I have to go back and look, but that's the look I'm willing to take a stab at that. So I'm about to take a stab at that 10.5 rebounds for rebounds and assists for Josh Hart. He hasn't been doing it in scoring, so I ain't looking at that. Last but not least, I have been targeting Pascal Siakam rebounds and assists. It's at 14.5 right now. He's averaging about 14.9 on the season. He's doing a lot, but I'm really, really torn because it's getting kind of high. The 14.5 is getting kind of high. I think I'm transitioning over to the rebounds and points and rebounds. That might be the better look for me right now. Taking into consideration the bulk of what he's doing. He's doing a lot, man. The boy doing a lot. So I think I'm going to check because he's taking over the bulk of the scoring right now. So I think I'm just going to have to pivot to the rebounds and points there. So those are some of the looks that I'm looking at right there, man. Straight up.
Okay. Hey, best of luck. Best of luck to you, Dizzo.
For sure.
Stephen, let me kick it to you, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm doing excellent. How you doing, Chris?
I'm good, man. I'm good. What's going on with you? What plays you got for me? Tell me something.
Well, I only got like 2 or 3. You know, I'm a Knicks fan, resident Knicks fan.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, you stole last week. I stole my thunder with Randall. I love him for the 3, which is at plus 100, and I took it all the way up to 6 to 1,400 at PointsBet because my thought process is he's been rolling up late. I think like the narrative, the Knicks had a slow start. They changed the rotations up. I think that like he got tossed in the last game against the Kings. And if you listen to him after the game, he talked about needing to be a better leader. And he'd be someone who can't do that because he knows that his team relies upon him. So I think that Brunson, I don't think he's going to be in. Even if they play him, like the guy was at the team holiday party one day ago with a boot on his foot. So I think you're going to see more Randall usage. I think it's a guy who's rolling up late, and you have a Bulls team that leaves that 3-point line open. So I love Randall for the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6. If I could read you his 3-point attempts last 7, it goes 13, 8, 7, 12, 10, 11. So he gonna get the looks and he gonna chuck them. He obviously you just gotta make a mislead. And also, if Brunson's out, I love his P+A because I think you're gonna see more of that playmaker that they used him last year before they had a point guard where he's distributing the ball. I think he's very confident shooting as well. And my sneaky play, I only got like 3. My sneaky play is like I like RJ Barrett's assists because it's a small sample size, but Brunson's been kind of really dinged up the last couple of weeks. So when he's been out there, they've been using RJ as kind of like a ball handling facilitator. And it's a small sample size, but he had 6 assists last game against the Kings, 4 the game before that against Charlotte. So this is just a pure, just like hunch. But I really like RJ Barrett. His assists are sitting at like 4 assists for plus money. So I'm throwing something on that. And just as a long shot, I'm just throwing his 4 assists with Julius Randle's 4 threes in case they get something going tonight. The one thing is I usually have to wait to see if Brunson's going to be in there. Because it's all Thibodeau. Because it's like any regular team would just sit him down. The dude's ankle's messed up. His back is messed up. But it's because it's Thibodeau. Like, his lunatic behind might just put him out there for 40 minutes. So you don't know. So you kind of just got to wait on that. But that's all I got on those 2.
Okay. Nice, quick, and concise. I like it. I know you always watching your Knicks too, bro. So I always appreciate people who, come in and can, really kind of stick to a team and, get some inside information on it, bro. Best of luck to you tonight.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I took that from you because you were like, hey, you don't got to be able to captain every team, but if you know one team and you read the daily clippings on them,
that's a fact. That's a fact, bro. That's a big fact. I wish I'm kind of jealous because I'm a Laker fan and you just never know which version of them you're gonna get. It's almost like being a Wizard fan, but I like it though, bro. I like it a lot, man. Appreciate your insights and hope you cash them, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely. Joey, my guy. What up, Joey?
Yo, what's going on, Chris?
What's up, bro? How you, man?
I'm doing good, bro. Just one quick look to share. I'm looking in the Blazers and Spurs game. The first quarter, I'm taking the under 59.5. Some numbers for this. The Blazers to this total are 6-21 to the under. Spurs are 13-14 to the under. And then what I also took into account was the Spurs are on a 3-game win streak right now. And this is because Popovich came back and he had a talk with them and they've been playing a lot harder ever since. And so for some numbers to back that, their pace has shot down 8 points. They're sitting at above 100. They're now at 93 in pace over the last 3 games. They've been playing a lot more defense. They've been playing more efficient ball. And then on this season, just for the first quarter team totals, the Spurs are 10-17 to their team total under. The Blazers are 12-15 to their team total under. I was looking at how Blazers perform versus teams that are below 500. It's a lot slower pace. So I just felt 59.5 was too high for this. I think people are looking at the Blazers. They're looking at Lillard. They see points. They see offense. I don't really see it that way. And I actually wouldn't even be surprised if the Spurs kept it close, maybe even win. But I'm not going to play a side here. Just first quarter under 59.5.
Like it, Joy. I like it a lot, bro. They have been going under since Pop came back. That defense has been playing a lot better. The Spurs, the Blazers also play just much better defense on the road. I know I looked at that number with you earlier, and we got about 27 points that they're averaging, and their defense picks up on the road. So I like that number a lot. I know they like 10-4 to the under on the road too. So love that look, Joy. Hope you cash it, my guy. Let me get to bet real quick, and we got a lot of requests. I got a couple guys I definitely want to bring up. But I'm getting off in about 10 minutes. But Dream, hold on. I'm gonna get to you, my guy. Cash, I definitely want to get to you. But Bet, let me kick it to you. And Vaughn, I'm trying to get you up, Vaughn. I won't let you connect, bro. But what I bet with the boys? How you doing, bro?
What's up, Chris?
How you doing?
What's going on, boys? Hey, real quick. I'll be quick with it, real quick. So I'm liking the Cavs today, man. I got my book plus 2.5. I made this number closer to a pick'em. Say the cons of this, like the only thing that kind of makes me a little worried is just the road road record with the Cavs haven't been that great. But it comes down to it. I think the bigs for the Cavs are going to be too much for Dallas. Cleaver just got rolled out, a little bit ago, and when Mobley and Allen are together, they're 14-7. So this looks like a spot where just like prime time, where the bigs are going to be a little too much for the Mavs. So I like the number getting plus 2.5.
Okay. I can see that. Appreciate you being concise with the analysis as well, man. Let me kick it to Vaughn. What up, Vaughn?
Yo, what's good, bro? You hear me good?
Yes, sir. You clear?
Hey, man, good looking on everything, bro. We got a couple plays we like, man. First one is, of course, we going to Golden State first quarter. I got it at 0.5. I took it at like 11 this morning before Stephen was ruled in just on a gut feeling. So I love that play.
What you get? Vaughn? You got it at the minus 0.5 or the plus 0.5?
Plus 0.5. I took it super early.
Okay.
So yeah, we on that. One of my favorite plays for the day, man. We going with Denver first half team total at 58.5. We got the Nuggets. First half. We got the Wizards giving up 64.5. They're currently on a road trip. And so far, these 5 games, they're giving up 64.5. Wizards 24th in defensive rating at this time. They're 8th in pace, of course, will help. So they're just playing fast as shit, but no defense. Denver 3rd in effective field goal percentage. Let's see. The Wizards are Wizards are 29th, which is second worst. In defensive rating last 5 games in the first half, they're allowing teams to shoot 53%. They're from the field, 44% from 3. Also, last 4 first half, the Wizards are 0-4 against the spread. Wizards just giving up a lot of points. So just defense being sold separately for the Wizards in the first half. So I love that play. I was with you on that. I'm with you on that first half. Raptors minus 2.5. That's like the middle of November. I think the first time that the Kings beat the Warriors. I've been looking at how the Kings play at home, but also how they play on the road. Look like 2 totally different teams. I think almost in every statistical category, they're better at home than they are on the road. So that's just a young team. How you say it all the time. The role players play a lot better at home.
Mm-hmm.
Offense is not traveling at all. Defense not traveling at all. I ain't gonna say not traveling at all because defensively they haven't been that bad the last couple weeks. It's their offense that's god awful on the road. So I love that Raptors first half minus 2.5. I took that one as soon as I got up this morning. After I did a little research on that, and then we also love the Raptors coming off those 2 losses against the Magic and been at home chilling these last couple of days. Already on Killian Hayes, assists 6.5. So I ain't gonna go over a lot with that because you've already given a lot with that. And also I'm on DeRozan rebound and assists. They got his line at 9.5. He's hit this line in 9 of his last 10 games. Also the last 2 games he's had 9 rebounds and 13 rebounds. So those are my 2 favorite. Well, those are some of my favorites. We're on tonight. Lean to Donovan Mitchell point. Let's see. And Jalen Duren rebounds. So the last 3 games, he's had 13, 12, and 13. Typically, it's been set at like 7.5, 8.5.
I looked for his lines. They aren't anywhere. Not points bet, hardcore, nowhere. So as soon as I get Jalen Duren lines, I'm going to take his rebounds probably up to about 10 or 12. We know the Hornets aren't a great rebounding team. That's all we on tonight, man. I don't have as many plays as I thought I would have had. Love the show this morning. Love you on there with Ronald as well. My job now blocked my SDQL site at work. So I can't do my SDQL shit. So I just got to tune in and hope that Ronald run what I would have ran.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, man, that's what we on tonight, man. Good luck to everybody, man. Good, big love on this shout-out on the show this morning, man. We're going to keep on cashing that first quarter. Team total under, I sprinkled on that. I ain't want to say that one out loud because, you don't want to double dip on the bet, but I'm always willing to take an under on that first with the Pacers.
Absolutely, Vaughn. Absolutely, bro. I hope you cash all of it, man. Best of luck to you tonight, bro. Dream, kick it to my guy, Dream. Dream, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. What's the vibes?
Can't call it, Dream. Give me something, Dream. I know you typically got the value plays, man. What you on today?
Yeah, man. So, my last play, I just put this play in a second ago because I got the hook. Detroit 4.5. It's an ugly game. These teams pretty much even in my eyes. I've been riding Detroit a lot this year, and they've been covering. So I think Detroit can win, and I feel like LaMelo coming back, that helps me. And they gave me 2 points because it was 2.5 this morning. And LaMelo, in and out, he can mess up the rotations. He may come in wanting to shoot a little more. So him coming back is not making me want to back Charlotte more. So I just put in Detroit, but I feel like Paolo over 20.5 points. That's pretty much an auto bet for me at this point. He scored a lot of his points inside Atlanta. Even though they got Capella, they give up a bunch of points inside. And I see him having a good game tonight. Over 20 easily. They really don't have nobody to guard him. DeAndre Hunter is probably their best perimeter defender. I don't think he's going to play full minutes tonight. He still may be under restriction. Even if he isn't, he ain't big enough to guard Paulo on the post. So that and Will Barton over 10.5 points. It went up. I got 10.5 at minus 125, so it's juiced. Right now it's at 11.5. I think you can find that at PointsBet at minus 120. It's just a revenge game. I like playing narratives when I play props. I try to find little reasons to play guys. And Will Barton, he was a good 6-man for them for a while. Last game against Brooklyn, he had like 22, 7, and 7 off the bench in 30-plus minutes. I don't see why he won't get 30-plus minutes tonight with Porzingis being out and Bill is out. So it's the Kuzma show. And if they defend Kuzma, then somebody else got to score. I'm sure he'll have the green light tonight. In Denver, they let teams stick around. Last game, they just played Utah without Markkanen, without Clarkson. And that was a game. I think that game went to overtime.
Yep.
So, if Washington can stick around, he's going to score them points. So I laddered him all the way up to 20. And I like Kispert. I didn't play his over 1.5 threes because it was crazy juiced at minus 170. But I did play him to hit 3 threes at plus 200. So that's what I'm on.
Yeah, you always found the value spots. I love that. Love that Barton look, Jane. I feel like you got to, especially no Porzingis, no Bill. Like they either gonna lose by 300 tonight, or somebody on that team gonna step up. Why not let it be Barton on a night where he going back to Denver for sure? Yeah. Best of luck to you, Dream. Best of luck. Hope you cash all them. Hope you cash all of them. Let me kick it to Cash real quick. We are trying to get out of here. Cash, you got some quick looks you want to drop, man? What's going on?
Yeah. So last night, Meemaw decided that all these covers were going to score in the last second. So tonight, we're back. Terry Rozier, Scary Terry, over 29.5 PRAs, 100% the last 5.
You like that? You like that even with LaMelo being back tonight?
Love it. Last 5, but I don't care. I'm playing it. 100%.
Oh, okay. LaMelo won't end in none of those games last 5, just FYI.
Yeah, I still like it, though.
Okay.
Rozier is one of the main ball handlers, so.
Okay.
I think they're going to ease LaMelo in. I love Mason Plumlee over 3.5 assists. He's been averaging 4, 5, 6 a game. We got that at plus 120. I have a parlay RJ Barrett and DeMar over 5.5 rebounds each.
Okay.
And that's at plus 303. And then I love Simmons over 4.5 assists at plus 128. He's been averaging 6, 7, 8, 9 a game. Of course, you got to put Joker in there with the over assists, 8.5. And I got that at plus 100. And then I love Rudy Gobert over 29.5 points and rebounds.
Okay.
I think he has a tough matchup with the Clippers. Like the Clippers have a tough matchup to them. I think he's going to dominate this game. So those are my plays right now.
Okay, Cash. Best of luck, man. Best of luck. Hope you cash him. Let me get to I know Banks been waiting for a minute, so I want to get Banks up. Frag, I want to get you up real quick. I just want y'all, if y'all can, make it quick, man. I'm trying to get up out of here, but I do want to give you guys a chance to share. Banks, I want to kick it to you first. What's going on? Banks, if you can hear me, the floor is yours, bro. Maybe not. Frag, it won't let you connect. Let me get Bookie up real quick. And then we're going to get up out of here. I'll go over my officials one more time real quick. 4-game slate tomorrow. Looking like an ugly slate, too. We're going to have to dive deep tomorrow, man. The Bucks play Milwaukee. Milwaukee play Memphis tomorrow. Drew Holiday got ruled out. Miami gets Houston tomorrow on the second night of a back-to-back in Houston. Look like they're laying 5. That might be a good spot to jump back in on Houston, being the more rested team as a home favorite. The Pelicans in Utah, rematch of yesterday's game, and then the Suns go to the Clippers. So there'll be a back-to-back for the Clippers and a third game of 4 for the Clippers. But Phoenix, you can't trust them right now. So it's an ugly slate for tomorrow. We got to find some looks. But Bookie, kick it to you, man. What's going on?
Yo, what's good? I just heard someone say you were on Killian Hayes. I got in here late. Wasn't able to do much research today. I need you to talk me on his assist real quick. It's about 30 minutes before this game starts. I got to play something on it.
Yeah, so what I played his assist. I played him at 5.5 in one book and 6.5. So 5.5 was minus 135 this morning, Bookie. 6.5 was plus 118 is what I got it at. So I got in my notes, he's coming off the 9-game assist to the Lakers, cleared the 5.5 in 8 of the last 9 games. In his last 10 games, he's averaging 7.2 assists on 12.2 potential assists. Last 5 road games, he's averaging 7 on the dot on 11.8 assist chances. On the opposite side, Charlotte defense allowing the 4th most assists on the season to opposing teams in general. 3rd most assists if you just look at the last 10 games. Charlotte also ranks, I think, 28th defensively. So their defense is just really, really bad. And specifically against the point guard, they're allowing the most assists over the last 7 games, 11.9. So pretty much 12 assists is what they're giving up. The Charlotte Hornets are. In most recent games, if you go back and check the box scores, this Charlotte Hornets team just gave up 16 to Harden on Sunday. They gave up 11 to Brunson last week, 9 to Kyrie. PG had 7 in the same game that John Wall had 12 when they played against the Wizards last week. And then Bill and Monte Morris both had 6 and 7 in another game that was at the beginning of last week as well. So I love Killian Hayes. He's one of the big reasons why this team is 8-1-1 against the spread last 9 road games. So road games. I was gonna say road games as a dog, but they're always a dog. So yeah, I like Killian Hayes a lot, man, against the Charlotte Hornets defense that, they're just trying to outscore you.
Is Melo in? Because I know if he's in, he'll definitely up the pace a little bit.
Yep, I was gonna add that too. I was actually gonna put this in the chalkboard, but I forgot. I was kind of waiting until Melo got ruled in, but he got ruled in since we started the space, so he is in, which is gonna increase the pace.
Not playing no defense too good with no stamina right now.
Absolutely, he out there to shoot threes and try to throw no look passes. So I like it even more with him in.
Love it. I'm telling officially, my brother. Good luck.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Banks, I'm gonna come back to you one more time, man. If you can hear me, the floor is yours. Going once, going twice. Sold to the man with the braids. Let me see it. Let me get Al up here real quick, and then we're gonna get out of here. Al, can you hear me, bro? Hey, Al, can you hear me? Nah. Dang, that ain't work. Well, I tried, man. Real quick, officially for me, Toronto first half minus the 2.5. Toronto, Sacramento under 232. Full game total. the Golden State Warriors first quarter plus the 0.5. I do think this is a Warriors first quarter, first half, and full game spot. I didn't play all three, but I like the Warriors. I think Stephen, Draymond, they don't have Clay, but they still got Poole. They still got Kuminga. They still got, a lot of the guys that they need to be able to win this game. I think it's a very winnable game. I don't think I think that because they're playing this game, they're definitely trying to win. And it's a very short point spread. I look for Golden State to be able to win this game tonight. So official on them first quarter plus the half a point. Tyler Hero over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I also like the assist line by itself, though. I know I think it was Ben who gave out the over 5.5 assists. Love the straight line of his over 5.5 assists in this one as well. But I played the PRA over 34.5. And Anthony Simons over 21.5 points. KC and Ski talked me on to that one, and I kind of gave out my analysis after looking at that as well. Those are my top looks for the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 top looks today. A lot of other things to like. I think Will Barton, as Dream just said, probably going to be in play with no Kuzma and no Bill in that game. I think Steph rebounds. I always talk about Steph rebounds on the road, averaging 7.7, had 6 last night. Didn't play a ton of minutes. Look for him to be able to rebound the ball again. The Pacers aren't the best rebounding team. His rebounds probably sitting at 5.5 again. So I like his over 5.5 rebounds. I didn't play that. Donovan Mitchell with Darius Garland hand injury. Darius Garland not showing up on the road. Donovan Mitchell's typically the guy that shoots the ball a lot. I think it was Ben who talked about, Ben talked about his under 4.5 assists. It correlates well with Donovan Mitchell going over his 25.5 points. So strong leans towards Steph over the 5.5 rebounds. Donovan Mitchell over his 25.5 points. Kuzma couldn't talk anybody off of him. Denver does not play defense at all. And those are the looks that I really, really like, man. I know other people gave out some looks also that I liked as well. Nurkic rebounds, I think, are also in play. The Spurs don't have a big man. I think Zach Collins is out. And that's what I'm on today, man. That's what I'm on. That's what I'm on today. Best of luck to you guys. Hit the like button for me if you guys don't mind. Tomorrow, if you just joined the show in the evening, I'm doing a 7 a.m. show. I might be a little delayed tomorrow. Doing a 7 a.m. show, Eastern time. Cashed it with Chris every single day, bringing you guys early looks, early lines. So check the show out over on YouTube. Like I said, hit the like button, retweet the show, and let's cash, man. As always, in the show with this, none of this is financial consultation. It's theory, it's logic, it's eye test, SDQLs, trends, stats, bunch of analytics. Bet with your head, not over it. Until I meet you guys tomorrow morning. Best of luck to you guys and all of your action tonight. I'm out.